Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Alright guys, so we had this large rising wedge here on the 15-minute chart. We were speaking in yesterday's video of we were looking for a bearish divergence to form on the 15-minute chart, and we were not going to be bearish until that 15-minute bearish divergence formed here on this RSI right here. As you see, we have formed that 15-minute bearish divergence. It did give us our sell-off, and now we are down here to this demand zone, and we do have a 15-minute bullish divergence. Down over here, we had the 15-minute bullish divergence. It ended up marking the bottom. It did dance around here for a little time, and then it did end up going up off of the tame PPI or the PCE data over here. All right, now I'm going to tell you, Powell is speaking tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know which way he's going to send this market, but if I had to take a guess from this point in time, right here, right now, I think we are going to be running up here, and we are going to test this supply zone up above around 209, or not 209, 509 to 510. All right. Either way, we're looking over here. We had two scenarios yesterday. We were looking for 510.13 to be tested. As you see, we opened right here in the zone this morning. All right, we sold off. Now we do have that bullish diverge over there on SPY, and we do have the same thing over here on QQQ. Now I will point out, you are not holding this demand zone over here on QQQ, but you do have this bullish divergence going on over here on the 15-minute RSI. If you get all the way down here to 431, that will be the golden pocket of this whole move right here. You can see it here on the hourly time frame, pretty crystal clear. From here up to here. All right, and this is going to be the golden pocket of that move. The hourly RSI is going to be oversold, so I am looking for a bounce. Whether that be a dead cat bounce or not, I have no idea. Now, we are going to be looking to the daily time frame, because I am going to say, guys, this is an ugly look we have on the daily time frame. All right. Although we have these things popping up on the 15-minute chart, I will point out the daily candlestick is a big, ugly, red, wide body bar, okay, with this increasing volume. That is not the best look. It's not the best look. You had this rising wedge on SPY. You now have a big, red, wide body bar. You don't have the rising volume yet, but it's only 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I do think we are going to get that. Now, let's say this ends up turning into a hammer candlestick, or, you know, just leaves a large lower wick here going into the end of the day. In that case, I will be looking for a bounce going into tomorrow. But I'm just going to say right now, if we close out with this wide, you know, bodied red bar here, I'm just going to say I think we have a little bit more downside tomorrow morning. And then I'll be looking for a bounce. Okay, I'm going to be looking for a bounce over there to come out of Mr. Powell if we just sell into Mr. Powell. I don't think he's going to absolutely tank you over here. All right, I really do not. If we have the look of this into Powell and we hold this look, I don't think he's going to tank you. I think he's going to give you some life over here. Okay, so that's how SPY is looking over here. We're looking, you're in this demand zone. You got to get buyers stepping up right here from this demand zone. If not, we will be watching 503.50. That I do believe is a nice long entry here. I'm just going to put it out there. It was the breakout zone from right over here that we did not get the entry on over here. Okay, you did not hold this breakout right here, but you did hold this breakout over here. I would like to see a test of 503.50 if this zone does not hold, and that's where I would like to see buyers step in. You will have that 15-minute bullish divergence going on, even if you take a, you know, if you sink down here. Now, this, in reality, is what we could be, you know, in for right here, where we get this bullish divergence down here, giving this a bounce. We come up here to the supply zone, and then maybe we come down here, and people are going to get really bearish, and you're going to be down here, and maybe it starts losing it. But at that point, if we still have something suggesting that we're probably going to get buyers stepping in there, aka the bullish divergence going on there, then I will have to assume we're probably going to get buyers stepping in here. And we probably are going to recover this. We probably are going to have one more push back up to the highs, because everyone's going to get bearish again. Okay, now I don't know what Powell is going to say. He's testifying in front of Congress. This goes on from the 6th to the 7th. It just starts tomorrow at 10 a.m., I believe, Eastern Standard Time. So that is that. On QQQ, guys, All right, so SPY, if it doesn't hold that demand zone, we're watching 503.50 on QQQ. You can't hold this right here, even though I'm telling you the hourly RSI is oversold. And you know, the last few times this is this at least brought a bounce before going lower. And I do think, hey, all right, that's completely on the table. We could get a decent bounce, and then you go lower, and then you get a real decent bounce. Okay, so we mapped out over there in SPY. Well, what about this? Okay, boom. All right. That honestly would not surprise me in the slightest bit. Or we're just going to sink down here, guys. We're going to come down here to test the golden pocket. Probably going to get buyers stepping in here. In that case, you're watching for this move right here. If you can recover, all right, if you can get above the zone, then watch for a move back up to the next zone, up at 439. There you go. Very simple, guys. Very simple. I'm going to come over here to Mr. VIX. All right, Mr. VIX, guys, it is up 10% on the day. I'm just putting it out there, guys. If you have a down day tomorrow, then I'm going to start saying that downside is limited. Okay. VIX did end up, I told you guys in yesterday's video, and I think the video before that, we had this bullish divergence going on here on the hourly RSI. All right. So we had this one going on over there. Didn't really give us too much. And then we spotted this guy going on right here. And it did, look at that. You ended up, it gave you the breakout from this channel. And now VIX is ascending into the heavens. I am just going to remind you guys, all right, we're not, you know, we're not looking for a market crash here. So if you see VIX get up here, this RSI is probably going to be up above 65 again. And just like on this exact day right here, when you closed out with the 66.74 RSI, if I see it, I'm going to warn you guys, like, hey, downside in SPY is probably limited from here. I'm not going to say probably. I'm going to say it is limited unless we are crashing. All right. So there will be that. I'm just putting it on your radar. That is something. Okay. All right. So I think we've really covered everything, guys. Bearish daily look over here. Not on VIX. You have a bullish daily look over here on Mr. VIX. But SPY and QQQ, guys, you close out like this. I'm not going to be looking for, we're going to be looking for some more downside tomorrow. Exactly at the levels that I was just discussing. 503.50 over here in SPY. QQ, we're watching over here. Now, let's just say 503.50 wasn't to hold. Okay? Let's say that does not hold. Then what? I know. You're like, Henry, I know. If the level breaks, you just have another level. You have 3 levels you're watching. I understand. Guys, I'm bullish. Okay? I'm not looking to short this thing. I'm not looking for this thing to just start crashing down. But what I will tell you right here is if you break under this demand zone on SPY, you're looking for a lower high at somewhere. Okay? You know why? Because you will have a lower low over here. And then if you get, you know, just naturally, we're going to be looking for the lower high. Okay? We do have potential for an hourly downtrend to start here. Putting it out there. But then I'm going to point this one out. Okay? You got Avgo earnings going on. Okay, guys? RSI, 4-hour RSI, guys. If you get down here, let me actually put that level back up there. A little thing popping up there. Guys, if you get down here, this is where I say Avgo is going to be bottoming here. All right. This is where you could be buying in at on the 4-hour RSI. If you see this thing get oversold, which if it comes down here tomorrow before, well, actually, I think we have earnings for open. No, they're after. Yeah. So guys, Thursday. Okay. So we have 2 more trading sessions until this. If we find Avgo sitting down here, I'm going to say Avgo is probably going to get a bounce off of this. Avgo is no small, you know, fish here. I'll just pull it over for you guys so you can see what I see. Oh, no, you can't. Okay. It's not letting you guys see it. Market cap, 600 billion, guys. 600 billion market cap. It's not a small fish. If it comes down here to this demand zone, this breakout zone right here, I'm just putting it out there. I think we're probably going to have a positive reaction to earnings, and that could be positive for the market. Then you come over here to Mr. NVIDIA. All right. And NVIDIA, guys, really isn't looking too bad to me. It's really not. Okay. If you come down here, let me actually point this one out. So, guys, we're at the portion of the video where we're going to talk about some individual tickers here. Okay. So, since its rally here, the largest sell-off it's had is like $100 move. You had about a $50 pullback there. Right here, you had a $40 to $50 pullback. Right here, you had a $40 pullback. Right here, you had the $75 pullback. Right here, you had $90 pullback, $80 pullback. Right here, you did not. Okay, guys, so if you see these pullbacks, okay, you haven't gotten $100, okay? So if you see a $50 to $80 pullback, it's likely to be eaten up, all right? You haven't done it in this whole entire run. I can, I'm not going to guarantee this thing's going to keep going, but what I can guarantee is the trend will remain up until it proves to not be up anymore. And that means that dip buy opportunities are going to be dip buy opportunities, and they will be opportunities of making money, all right? You came up here, you have a shooting star candlestick, you now have your, doji candlestick, we're going to call this thing. If you come down here to 820, okay, 800 to 825, that is your buy zone. That is your breakout zone. That will be, okay, you get an $800 move. You get a move down to 800 right here. That'll be a $70 move down. You come to, you notice how we just looked at everything, every one of these, and most of them were like, around that $50 mark. You got these guys 75, 90, 80. Okay. If you see an $800 NVIDIA, that is an $80 pullback that's likely about to be eaten up. All right. So that's what I just want to talk about. Okay, guys. So things aren't really looking too bad. If we were to fall down here, we're looking for, dip buyers to step in. So, I'm not really too bearish on this. I'm really not. I know things look bad, but that's really what I'm watching. Okay, guys, that is what I'm watching. Now, SMCI, guys, you do have a breakout. You did not get a daily close above this level right here, this 1077.87 level. You had the shooting star candlestick, but now you have this hammer candlestick, dragonfly doji, we're going to call it. And it is currently, finding buyers right here in this breakout zone. This is what you want to hold today. Okay, you really want to hold this zone today, and if you could start pushing up above the high, that is when we're going to say 1250 incoming. But overall, I am seeing, strength over here on SMCI compared to SPY. Look at this guy right here. So what happens if what if it happens if you get a supportive market? I think this thing is probably going to run. Now you come over here to the hourly time frame, and like you can see that right here. Okay, guys. Bull pennant going on right here. If you break above here, get ready for, you're probably going to go for a little ride here. All right. So just something I put on your radar because SMCI, S&P 500 inclusion, people probably think it's now going to die. I think it's probably going to keep going. All right. So that's just, there you go. Yeah, I'm bullish on chips, guys. I really am. Avgo looks good. NVIDIA looks good. SMCI looks good. I like these. Next thing we're going to talk about is Apple right here. Okay. Apple is at a 23 daily RSI, guys. This doesn't happen often, and I am going to point out the last time it did happen, it didn't even happen on that day right here. All right, so it was on this day right over here. Don't mind these things. Don't remember what that's for. Okay, let's just go over this. Okay, right here on this day, you hit 23. You immediately the next day you had an 8% bounce. All right, about 10% bounce over the following week. Then you fell down to new low. You had this gap down here. But yeah, give it some time and you were catching a decent move over here on Apple. Either way, mark your temporary bottom over there. What happened over here? All right, you would have bought in the low of that candlestick, the close that day, because you closed right there. Well, that's at 25. The day you actually went down to where we are right now was on that day right here. Downside, you had 4% more downside over the following 4 trading sessions. And then, yeah, 23 days, 15% up. All right, guys, so this is really what I'm looking at. Gonna be like, oh, it's silly. Yeah, no, I think what you want. I don't really care. I tell you, go back and look at what I'm looking at on Apple, and I just really don't think this thing's going to keep sinking. I think this is going to prove to be a buying opportunity. And guys, the lower we get, the more I'm going to buy of Apple, and I'm going to keep buying time. All right. I think a huge payout is waiting around the corner over here on Apple. I didn't think they were going to sink it like this. I had, I'm not going to say I had no idea, but I will definitely say right now, I thought it was going to hold up right here. But guys, you have your demand zone in between 165.67, which is the low of this candlestick right here. And then you have the low of this candlestick right here, which is going to be 167.90. That is your demand zone. 165.67 to 167.90 is your demand zone on Apple. That's where you're looking for buyers to be stepping in. I do not think that will be broken. Can it be broken? Yeah. You guys see the selling that I see right here. And I didn't think this much selling would be coming into Apple. But I'll tell you right now, if people are just going to think like, oh, Apple's growth story is gone. Guys, Apple can go and do whatever it wants. Okay, like, and it will be ahead of the competitors. It can switch on the flip of a dime to anything it wants, and it's already ahead. All right, the growth for Apple is not gone. I can tell you right now, plenty of people want to buy iPhones every single day. All right, they have a cult-like following. Go name another business that has that cult-like following that they can release a new iPhone every, like a new phone, a new product every single year with the like. Let's look at it this way. This year they added an action button. They added a the little island thing at the top. They changed it to USB-C because they got sued about a year ago by the EU. All right, and yeah, they were able to charge another 800 schmeckles. So just putting that one out there, you know, Apple has the cult-like following. They have a business model like no else. I do think this is going to be a juicy dip buy for long-term investors. You can even look to the weekly RSI here. You're now at 39, guys. Over here, you bottomed out at 44. Over here, at the bottom, you bottomed out at 38. Over here, at the, you know, when you first made your way over here, you bottomed out at 33, guys. Downside's limited. If you come down here, all right, expect buyers to step in. That's my analysis on Apple. You got this downtrend. I wouldn't play, you know, like short-dated stuff until the downtrend is broken. You very clearly can tell they're sellers. So make, you know, the chart, the price action prove to you that, you know, you're going on a bull run. You're not going on a bull run. You're completely trying to catch a falling knife and you are dip buying. 110%, that's what you're doing. Once this downtrend's broken, you probably do get some juicy, you know, just consistent buying going on. So that's that. Right now, you're in long to mid-term dip buying mode. That is how I'm looking at it. All right, so that is pretty much it over here. Last thing we're going to be discussing over here is going to be, all right, where is it? Do I have it on this watch list? The bit of corn. Okay, Bitcoin, guys. All right, it made a new all-time high. It then stalled out right here at 69K. And these are the levels I am paying attention to on Bitcoin. I do think it's going to come back up here and you're going to take out 69K. And then I think these levels are in play right here. Call me crazy. It's perfectly fine. I can be crazy. But yeah, these are the levels that I do think are in play from this point onward. And I do think wherever this thing stalls out, whether you come all the way back down here to 48K or not, I think you're going to make your way up to 80K. Okay? That's what I'm looking out for. Whether it happens like that or happens like this, I don't care. That is what I'm looking for. You had the all-time high breakout, guys, on this dip. What are we looking for? Coin. All right? Coin also has that same weekly candlestick as the bit of corn. All right? Well, it's similar. Okay, you got a spinning top over there. Over here, I guess you got the spinning top as well. Okay, I'm looking for right here, 187.39. It was the high of this candlestick right here on the weekly time frame. That was your breakout level. I'm looking for that level right there to be tested. That is your next dip buy, like golden dip buy opportunity over here on coin. And yeah, that is that. And then the golden pocket, if that level doesn't hold, then we're watching right here at the golden pocket, 162, which is going to be the low of this candlestick as well. So support. So there's that. You also do have this guy right here, this nice big old juicy guy. Just putting it out there. This thing is, you know, on the dip, guys. You're watching 800, the 800 level. That one looks juicy. I do think it's probably going to find buyers there, and I don't think Bitcoin's going to fall for too long here. I think you're probably going to have a sick, nasty dip here, and then it's going to be bought up. How long could that take? No idea. We're going to call it a few weeks. And yeah, I think you're going to be on your way here. But yeah, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. So that is pretty much it, guys. That is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. IWM has broken out of that channel. Yesterday, you did do that, and you back tested that. And now you guys can see that is why the break and retest is a thing, guys. Price retest, price respects the retest. Well, there you know. You know that opposing side is there. Just like over here, guys. All right, you found buyers. Well, now you broke down through your demand zone, guys. That's not the best look. All right, it's not the best look. But this is why I say SMCI, guys, really not looking all too bad. not looking all too bad. NVIDIA on the dip, really not looking all too bad. You guys see that alert? Yeah, I'm looking to buy this bad boy. All right, Avgo, guys, premiums are absolutely juiced for earnings. You guys could play whatever you want, but if you're going to play anything for earnings, why not go with the big boy himself? That, it's probably going to keep moving up. All right, with that being said, Tesla also came down to support today. If you break this low over here, you have a bullish divergence here, a triple bullish divergence going on the daily RSI, and that is a nice juicy dip there for you. Okay. With that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day, and peace.